Today, I would like to nominate Diazinon as Molecular Villain of the Year. But before, let's learn about some background information. Diazinon has a chemical formula of C12H21N2O3PS. Its molecular weight is 304.35 grams per mole. The melting point is whenever the temperature is exceeding 120 degrees Celsius. Diazinon exists as a solid and is considered to be practically insoluble in water and relatively neutral. Its color is colorless, and for toxicity, we'll come back to that in just a second. Now, when looking at the molecular structure of diazinon, it can be seen that the molecule is not symmetric. It has one aromatic ring that contains two nitrogens. The sulfur-phosphorus double bond contains three other single bonds with the oxygen, which results in a tetrahedral shape. The carbon bonds that are not in the aromatic rings are also tetrahedral. Diazinon contains the 5-phosphoric acid functional group, and as we can see, the molecule as a whole is not planar. Now, let's talk about some history. Diazinon was created in 1952 by a Swiss company called Ciba Geigy. It is a non-systemic organophosphate insecticide formerly used to control cockroaches, silverfish, ants, and fleas in residential and non-food buildings. This molecule was created for the sole purpose of competing against the dominant insecticide, DDT. And in 1956, diazinon was started to be mass-produced in the United States, and it was used as an insecticide, arachnicide, and nematicide. This popular insecticide flourished, especially because its competitor, DDT, was found to be creating danger in our environment, that eventually world-level organizations banned the substance, except for combating disease vector insects. However, diazinon is by no means perfect. Before the 1970s, diazinon had issues with contaminants in its solutions, but by the 1970s, alternative purification methods were used to reduce the residual unwanted materials, and after this progress, it became an all-purpose indoor and outdoor commercial pest product. One can purchase the chemical at any store. Currently, there are 9 countries that are producing diazinon. Some of them include the US, Mexico, Canada, Taiwan, and the UK. Diazinon was applauded by many since it removed pests in unwanted places such as crops and homes worldwide. But why am I nominating this molecule as Villain of the Year? Remember how I left the toxicity information blank? As a pesticide, it is toxic, but I never mentioned how toxic it was. Now, there are 2 levels of toxicity for diazinon. With low exposure, it can cause mild irritation to the eyes and skin, but through medium and high exposures, it can cause nausea, vomiting, slow pulse, convulsions, respiratory depression, and even death. According to the EPA in 1999, diazinon was one of the leading causes of an acute reaction to insecticide, and as a result, there had been over 11,000 unintentional residential exposures. It was also noted that it severely affected children. Due to these alarming rates, in 2004, the US outlawed the residential use of diazinon when the EPA discovered that the chemical had the ability to damage the nervous system of humans, especially children. However, since it was only a ban on residential uses, it can still be used by farmers. Now, if you're a normal citizen and you would want to purchase this material, it can be purchased illegally at small mom-and-pop garden shops. For farmers, it can be purchased on specific websites such as Keystone Pest Solutions. I would like to nominate diazinon as Molecular Villain of the Year because it has the ability to damage the nervous system of humans and is especially harmful to children. Diazinon used to be the leading cause of acute reaction to pesticides, but due to its restrictions, human cases that involve diazinon are low. However, research has shown that it is highly toxic to birds and beasts and most insects. As a result, it could potentially lead to the extinction of keystone species, causing a collapse in our environment. Thank you so much for watching.